What are we discussing today?
We're going to continue to share the Marriage Bible by Dr. Gottman, titled The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work.
We've said quite a few times at this point, but for anyone who might be clicking into this one instead of any previous one, we'll say it again, just to make sure everyone's on the same page.
In a few more episodes, because I will be transitioning my work to Boston, while Mushi stays here in Nashville/Brentwood with the kiddos. And because to us, this long-distance relationship thing will undoubtedly be a new challenge or stressor, we've decided to finish our regular time together here with this book, hoping that by reading this book, our relationship and trust in each other will be strengthened.
And we hope by sharing this book with you, your relationship with your significant other can also be strengthened.
Last time, we discussed the second principle of the 7 principles from the book, which was to nurture your fondness and admiration.
This time we will be discussing the third principle of these 7 principles, which is
turn toward each other instead of away.
All right, let's go.
Howdy folks, welcome to our channel. I am Pushy.
I'm Mushy.
And we're the Pushy Mushy, yeah!
Serious.
So, B. serious is actually a gram-positive bacillus that has the potential to cause food poisoning.
Seriously.
We will do our best to combine facts with humor, but if we do make mistakes, please let us know and we will do our best to correct. Please like or dislike, hopefully not dislike, subscribe, comment, share, and press that bell icon.
Great.
So, the very first important message of this chapter per the author is that couples who turn toward each other build mutual trust.
On the other end, couples who do not are likely to lose their way.
The author then explains that Hollywood has distorted our notions of romance and what makes passion sizzle.
Per the author, real-life romance is fueled by far more humdrum things than those things from Hollywood that makes your heart pound in.
Per the author, real-life romance is kept alive each time you let your spouse know he or she is valued during the grind of everyday life.
Examples can be anything from a back rub to something that is extremely significant, such as carrying the burden when an aging parent is ill.
The partner that is being asked either for a back rub or carrying the burden when an aging parent is ill then can either respond by turning toward the spouse or turning away.
A tendency to turn towards your partner is the basis of trust, emotional connection, and passion.
And a satisfying sex life. Romance is strengthened when we attend to our partner's needs, such as taking a few seconds out of your schedule to talk to your partner or send your significant other an encouraging text when he or she has a bad day.
The author found that couples who remain married had turned towards their partner's needs an average of 86% of the time, while those who end up divorced had an average only 33%.
Quite interesting, eh? I think this is very interesting because it is telling us that divorce is not really about a specific topic like money or sex. But if you really think about it, it's from a failed connection between couples, which might have to do with topics like money or sex. But it is that failed connection that really contributes to divorce as the end result.
The author makes a great analogy in that each time partners turn towards each other, they are funding what the author calls the emotional bank account. They are building up savings that, like money in the bank, can serve as a cushion when times get rough, when they are faced with more major life stress or conflict.
And because these couples have stored an abundance of goodwill, they're less likely to teeter over into distrust and chronic negativity during hard times. To summarize, turning toward each other not only builds up your marriage's trust level, but also its ongoing sense of romance.
For many couples, just realizing that we shouldn't take our everyday interactions for granted makes an enormous differences in our relationship.
And remind ourselves that being helpful to each other will do far more for the strength and passion of our marriage than a one-week Disney vacation. Now, I'm not saying Disney vacations are not important or desired, but just like exams such as SAT, MCAT, GMAT, GRE, or whatever, I think most of us would agree that the daily preparations leading to that exam are likely more important to influence the result than the actual exam day itself.
Yep, I agree.
Then why the noodle?
Just grabbing any chance I get.
One virtue of turning toward each other is that it is fairly simple to accomplish.
It only takes a small gesture to lead to another and then another.
Turning toward each other operates under a law of positive feedback, meaning the more you do, the bigger and the better results get.
Which means we don't have to start big or dramatic. Simple asks or requests paired with willingness to accommodate can go a long way and have the potential producing big-time results.
To get a sense of how your relationship is faring, the author, again, has 20 true or false questions.
And like before, every true answer gets 1 point. The difference this time is that the cutoff is no longer 10 or higher, but 12 or higher.
If you score 12 or higher, congratulations. Turning toward each other is an area of strength in your relationship.
On the other end, if you score below 12, your relationship could stand some improvement in this area. Alright, let's go. Question number 1.
My partner and I enjoy doing small activities together, like washing the dishes or watching TV.
Question number 2.
I look forward to spending my free time with my partner.
Question number 3.
At the end of the day, my partner is glad to see me.
Question number 4.
My partner is usually interested in hearing my views.
Question number 5.
I really enjoy discussing things with my partner.
Question number 6.
My partner is one of my best friends.
Question number 7.
My partner and I are spiritually very compatible.
Question number 8.
My partner and I just love talking to each other.
Question number 9.
When we go out together, the time goes very quickly.
Question number 10.
My partner and I always have a lot to say to each other.
Question number 11.
My partner and I have a lot of fun together.
Question number 12.
My partner tells me when he or she has had a bad day.
Question number 13.
I think my partner would consider me as a very close friend.
Question number 14.
My partner and I tend to share the same basic values.
Question number 15.
My partner and I like to spend time together in similar ways.
Question number 16.
My partner and I really have a lot of common interests.
Question number 17.
My partner and I have many of the same dreams and goals.
Question number 18.
My partner and I like to do a lot of the same things.
Question number 19.
Even though our interests are somewhat different, I enjoy my partner's interests.
Question number 20.
Whatever we do together, my partner and I tend to have a good time.
How did you guys do? Congratulations if you score 12 or higher.
That means you and your partner are there for each other so often during the minor events in your lives that you have built up a hefty emotional bank account that should support you over any rough patches in your marriage.
If you score below 12, you probably want to start learning or improving by turning towards each other more during minor moments in your day.
This will not only make your marriage more stable, but also more romantic. However, we should recognize that there are 2 obstacles to turning toward each other.
Number 1.
Missing a cue from your partner because of anger and or other negative emotions.
This typically happens during a rocky period of a relationship, meaning during fights, arguments, and or conflicting interests / opinions / beliefs / values.
The way to go around this, which is extremely difficult in our opinion, is that after your partner says something you don't like, or even something that makes you angry, before you speak or reply defensively to your partner, pause for a moment and search for a cue underneath your partner's harsh words. Then respond to that cue, not the way of delivery from your partner.
There are different techniques for that moment of pause, which she just mentioned, such as deep breaths, counting in your mind, or other ways that work for you.
Let's give you an example. In this example, Mushi is not happy with the current situation and says,
"You have to work harder because our bank account is running low."
Instead of being pissed off, which I was at the time, I should have taken a few deep breaths or counted in my head and said, honey, we are running low. But as you know, I'm also working very, very long hours at this point. Let's see if there are other ways to make our current financial situation less of a stress for both of us.
That was a great statement. Why didn't you say that at the time?
Because I have not read Dr. Gottman's book yet. All right. The second obstacle to turning toward is being distracted by the wired world.
By the wired world, the author refers to the internet, cell phone, laptops, and other technologies that enable us to turn away from our partner.
The author does acknowledge the enormous social benefits of digital devices. In fact, nowadays, it is so easy for isolated, lonely people to reach out for support, connect, and reconnect with like-minded others. However, there are also downsides to these easy connections.
All of these electronic devices have gotten most of us used to some form of self-distraction, and I have to say I am guilty of it.
Same here.
Well, self-distraction doesn't benefit intimate relationships, which require exactly the opposite, which is to be aware and attentive.
The best solution to this growing problem is for both partners to acknowledge if it is a concern between the two of them and establish rules that work for the two of them.
There are other exercises in this chapter that help us turn towards our partners. But these exercises take at least hours to days, so we won't go over all of them. But some general advices that all of us can be mindful of include: show genuine interest to your partner. Don't give unsolicited advice. Communicate your understanding. Take your partner's side. Show affection. And validate emotions.
Last, keep in mind, couples often ignore each other's emotional needs out of mindlessness, not intentional, or malice. So, try to find a balance, not taking certain things too personally, but also not minimizing your partner's feelings. We hope this video has been as helpful to you as it has for us. Leave a comment, and we'll get back to you. Happy marriage and relationship. We're the Pushy Mushy. Thanks for watching.